Today, let's talk about how to improve your development trait for your players once you hit the off season. This is a new feature added to the game, and it's very useful, man. It rewards guys having good years. We can now increase development trait, but it might be a little bit of a method to get that development trait up there. If you guys enjoyed this content, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all boys. Check out the ebook membership, check out the Twitch. Also, let's hop in. Also, we have a 2K channel. If y'all interested in that content, check the link in the description or it will be down below. So what we have here, we just advanced to training results, and we have a guy go up in development trait. One thing you will see here, it is inconsistent. It is almost randomized, man, the way development trait increase. So I have a save file that is at National Signing Day. So I just advanced to, training results. And this time our guy goes up in development trait. But if I go back on that save file, advance again, the next time he may not go up in development trait. It's a little bit randomized, man. So here we had, just one guy increase in development trait, and we come over here to training results, and we do have an auto progression. Really don't matter when it comes to development trait, but I have some tries where I had 3 guys go up in development trait. This time only 1, and the guy that went up in development trait is going to be our tight end, who is a lower overall. He went from normal to impact development. From the way I understand it, it's also easier to go from normal to impact rather than to go from star to elite. So to go to get a higher development trait is a little bit tougher, but some of the things you want to look for, and like I said, we'll get into all the other stuff later, how it's almost kind of random the way the development trait works sometimes, man. So our tight end here, the reason he has, got an increase in development trait, he had a pretty good year. Not amazing by any means, but 613 yards, 10 touchdowns is the thing that makes him stand out. He led the nation in touchdowns for all the tight ends. That is the reason I believe he really got his development trait to increase. And also, he did win first team all SEC. So you don't have to lead a category. You could just win first team SEC or first team whatever conference and have your development trait go up. You could win the Heisman. Any award will directly give you a chance to increase development trait. From my testing, that's what I could tell. Any award, except for like player of the week, stuff like that, man. Any like major award, Heisman, D-back of the year, wide receiver of the year, tight end of the year, all SEC, any award like that could, directly impact and have you, go get that development trait increase. Or if you lead in a category, like I said, he led the nation for touchdowns for tight ends, only for the tight ends. And I believe the combination of the two allow him for his development trait to go up. But in other cases, when we simmed, our quarterback development trait has went up. But this go around, it did not. It stayed at impact. And then also one of our star defensive ends, his development trait has went up also, but this time it stayed at impact. The thing about Francis, he had a phenomenal year as well, man. All SEC type player, and he also had 15 sacks. He did not lead the nation in sacks, also 25 tackles for losses, a very good year. But all SEC type guy, didn't win defensive lineman of the year or anything, but had a very good year. This sim, his development trait did not increase, even though he has the same exact stats. Same thing with our quarterback. Had a phenomenal year, man. I believe he only threw 3 picks. I believe also like first team SEC. He did not lead in any category. He didn't lead in yards, touchdowns. He might have led in touchdown to interception ratio, but he didn't lead in any other major category. And obviously, he's also all SEC type guy. Even if his second team, I believe that's still good enough. But this go around, he did not increase development. Now, if I go back to my other save file, I just want to show y'all what it looks like, man. I'll have like 30 different save files, but I just want to show y'all that I'm not BSing. It's literally, I don't want to say it's random, but it's almost like progression, man. Every time you progress a player or sim to, training results, they'll get a different amount of coins. They'll get a different amount of progression. So let's sim again, and let's see if this time we'll have anyone go up in development trait, because sometimes I had 0 players. This go around, we have Matlock. I don't even know who that is. Maybe that's one of the guys I just showed y'all. We also get the tight end once again. He goes up in development trait. So that's 2 players this go around. Okay, this go around, we had 2 players go up in development trait. And let's see who Matlock was. So this time, a cornerback. This is the first time I seen John Matlock. That's why I was like, who is this? I'd never seen this cornerback go up. I did this about 5-6 times so far, just, going back to that save file and simming to see who goes up in development trait. And let's look at the type stat line he put up this past season. So come over here and we could look. 6 interceptions. That's a very good year for a cornerback, man. Also 1.5 sacks. And then he also made first team all SEC. Also got some defensive player of the weeks, but like I said, I don't think that's as big of a deal. But that first team all SEC. And you see here, he went up in development trait, up to star this time. Let's do it one more time just to really show you it's almost random, man. Like, you definitely have to have a good season, but it's like who they give it to is definitely random. Come back in here to our save file, and like I said, sometimes they give it to no one. And maybe we'll see, that happen one of these times. So, what's the best method to increase your development trait? Have a great season. That's really what it is. Have a great season. This time, Francis, I believe that's our quarterback, goes up in development trait. You got to have a great season and just hope the RNG, that's what it is, man. RNG stand for random number generator. And this time, Matlock goes up also. So that's 2 guys. And we didn't see our tight end go up this time. So you just got to hope the RNG is in your favor, man. You really just got to hope the RNG. And this time, it wasn't our quarterback. It was the defensive lineman with 15 sacks. And like I said, I've seen him go up a few times before. And he had a very good season. All SEC type guy. But like I said, you got to have a good season. Not only a good season, a phenomenal season. And then hope the RNG is on your side. Obviously, you could also create a save file and do what I'm doing, but that's super cheesy. If you want to do that, feel free. But this is going to be, your only way to increase development trait. There is a coach ability where you could increase the chance of, players going up in development trait. And right here, we have this coach ability, and let's actually buy it. And let's go back on the save file. Let's buy it and see what happens when we advance. If we get like 4 to 5 players, if we get everyone to increase development trait, because like I said, they're cycling through around like 4 to 5 players, and they're kind of deciding, usually picking around 2 that increase development trait. If we buy that ability, I wonder if it'll just increase and have everyone increase development. So let's come in here to CEO and let's buy this coach ability for Kirby Smart. And we have this man at level 100. This is just my test dynasty, man. This is a dynasty where I just test a bunch of stuff. I don't play any of these games. And let's go ahead and advance to see what that increased chance to, for development trait to go up for some of these guys, to see what it does, man. And we could really test it to see what percent, or, how many guys go up each time. You could really do some testing. So we have 2 guys this time, Matlock. We have our other guy. I believe that's our quarterback. And let's see if we'll get a 3rd here. We do get a 3rd. That's also going to be our tight end. Do we get a 4th, man? And we don't. We get 3. And I have gotten 3 before without even having the coach ability. So the coach ability, I'm sure, like I said, is useful. But not sure if it's going to be really worth it. Maybe. Got to do some more testing here. But yeah. Quarterback went up to star development. Our tight end, I love that they added the feature that you could see their development trait actually going up with that arrow pointing up. Great feature, man. Great feature. Same thing with the abilities. Tight end went up. He has gone up the most consistently. And like I said, I think it's because he led the nation for touchdowns for all the tight ends. So I think that's what makes him stand out compared to some of these other guys who had great years, but they didn't lead the nation in anything. And also our cornerback has gone up, man. So quick video, kind of just breaking down a development trait and kind of giving y'all some information of how it works and how to increase it. If y'all want more content like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all, boys. We on to the next one. Check out the ebook. Also, 2K channel down below. Check it out. We on to the next one.